Welcome to Worldwide Culinary Apprentice. We're about to make some souffle, a chocolate souffle. It's part of a series of 3 souffle that I'm making: chocolate, Grand Marnier, and cheese souffle. Recipe and ingredient at the end of the video or in the description part of the video. So everything is there for you. First thing we need to do is chemiser our mold. Chemiser our mold is to coat the mold with some butter and sugar so the souffle doesn't stick to the mold and can rise nicely. That process is very important, and if you don't do it right, it's not going to work out. So you want to make sure that you have butter everywhere, but not too much. And then if you're using, sometimes we use sugar, breadcrumb, cheese, depending on the souffle we'll be making. But here for the chocolate, I'm going to use some sugar. So first I'm going to do a nice layer of butter, and I'm using soft butter, not melted butter, because melted butter sometimes might just create little lumps with the sugar, and that's not good also for the souffle. And when you put your butter, you want to make sure that you're going to scrape the butter this way into the mold. Don't just go like that. Have that movement, so you brush it up. It helps the souffle to rise straight. If you do not apply the butter correctly, your souffle might stick, and then it's not gonna rise straight, but it's gonna rise on an incline. So let's do that here. I take some butter, and I'm going to apply it everywhere onto the ramekin. So after I apply the butter, I'm going to put some sugar. You put some sugar in, and then I'm going like that. I'm going to roll the sugar into the ramekin, and I do that above the other mold because I will need some in this one too. And you don't want too much sugar, just to coat it. So after, what you do, you take the ramekin and you top it like that to remove the excess of sugar. Okay, so now I'm checking to make sure that it's well coated everywhere. So now I'm going to put those in my fridge till I'm ready for them. So for the recipe, I will need some chocolate, milk, in which I will infuse some vanilla, 1 egg yolk, one depending on the amount you're making, some butter, sugar, egg whites, and some rum. First thing I need to do here is I need to make a beurre manier. A beurre manier is some butter that you mix with some flour. That's going to help bind my ingredient for my souffle, my milk and the chocolate. So I'm taking my flour with my butter, and I'm just going to mix that till I have a little paste. This is a binding element. It's like a roux, but it's cold. So this is my beurre manier. I'm going to keep that aside for now. So now I'm going to take my milk. I'm going to bring the milk to a boil. Okay, it's coming to a simmer. I'm going to add my beurre manier. Mix it in. You need to completely dissolve into the milk. At that point you should be on a low heat, so nothing burn on you. And you want to cook that mixture on a low heat for a minute so you lose the rawness flavor of your flour. Now I'm going to turn the heat off completely, and I'm going to add the chocolate to that. It's very important that you turn your heat off because you don't want to burn the chocolate. Chocolate can burn very quick. So just put it in and you wait a couple minutes. It should be completely melted with the rest. Don't forget to add the vanilla to your milk. It's very important. You could use vanilla bean or vanilla extract, up to you. since I forgot to put mine in my milk, I'm just going to scrap the vanilla like that and add it now. It had been better if I had added it before into the milk. Okay, you see what I have now? This is good. I'm going to add to that my egg yolk. Mix it in. And then I'm going to transfer that into a bowl. I put it into a bowl. I'm going to add my rum to it. And I'm going to set that aside. What we just made here is what we call a bouillie. A bouillie, in French, it's a very soft consistency of a mixture. Usually you call a bouillie baby food. Okay, put that aside, and now I'm going to work on my egg whites. I'm taking my egg whites here, I'm going to put them in my bowl, and I'm going to make a French meringue. In the egg white, I'm going to do a tiny pinch of salt. That help to get a nice structure into those egg whites. I'm going to use a large whisk, and I'm going to break those egg whites. Breaking the egg white is to put them to a liquid consistency, and then you can start incorporate air into it and have them grow. So first you want to beat them, and when they start to get fluffy, we will add our sugar to it and whisk them till we have a nice and stiff consistency. Okay, it's nice and fluffy now. Time to add my sugar. So it looks a little dark here because I'm using brown sugar. You don't have to. You can use regular granulated sugar. I prefer brown sugar, but it's not an obligation. Now I'm going to stir that here and get to half peak. Almost there. That's a soft peak. Okay, I should be able to return that and it should stay in the mold. That's good. Okay, now I'm going to do the final touch here. Sorry about the noise behind, it's my convection oven that's getting hot for that. I preheated my oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and when I will put my souffle in, I will lower the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so now if you look at the consistency of that paste, it's pretty thick, thicker than my meringue. So what I need to do is I need to bring that close to the consistency of a meringue. And for that, I'm going to take a little bit of that meringue, but I'm going to put in and just mix it in like that. It's like tempering the bouillie, so it gets closer to that consistency, so I can mix both together better. Usually when you work with a meringue, you want to be very delicate. But you take a little bit at first, you sacrifice some of that meringue, and then the rest will be added more delicately. Okay. Tiny bit more like that. As you can see now, it's more liquid. I'm going to add the rest of that meringue, and I'm going to fold them inside. folding this way. I fold, and I cut. At that point you want to go fast because the chocolate is cooling down, and if you do it too slow, it's going to set, harden, and you won't be able to incorporate correctly. Okay, this is ready. I'm going to put that into my ramekin and right away bake them in my oven. And you're not going to go completely to the top. Usually a ramekin, you have a little lip, and you want to stop at that lip. That was just enough. Now the last thing you want to do is take those ramekin and go like that with them, because you will pop those air bubbles that we created inside and they won't rise as well. What you want to do is take the ramekin and you swirl them like that to even them out. See? And that's it. Now if you see some sugar on the edge here, you want to remove it. If you don't, as the souffle will rise, it creates a little crown on the souffle, and we try to prevent that. Straight into the oven. It's going to bake for a good 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes. If the top is shiny, it's not baked. The top needs to look dry, and it needs to rise well above the ramekin. Okay? As soon as my souffle comes out of the oven, I will sprinkle a little bit of powdered sugar on top of it and serve it right away. So as soon as those souffle come out, I'm going to put one here. I'm going to say goodbye, because then I need to do a picture and I have a very short amount of time. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy. I see you next class for our next souffle, which will be Grand Marnier souffle. A beautiful chocolate souffle.